That old black magic has me in its spell. That old black magic that you weave so well. Hey, y'all, come on in. You're here on a great day.
We have a brand new soap in the brand new jars from Ariana and Evans.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why, come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack, cool group of our friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you too.
They would. And for our mention today, Marcus would like to talk about the upcoming event from Ariana and Evans.
Y'all, it's going to be called Lathered. It is on August 9th from 1 to 6 p.m. at Box of Moonlight Loft in Brooklyn, New York City. And this is from their new website, latheredexpo.com, at which you can find all of the information and make your own reservations. Lathered is the first event of its kind to serve as an intersection of indie perfumery and traditional grooming. We will be hosting 15 independent vendors of indie fragrance houses and wet shaving artisans for the public to explore and shop. Lathered is a free admission expo. We truly want to celebrate the community and give people the space to connect with others who share similar passions. Enjoy complimentary wine, cheese, and hors d'oeuvres, as well as a raffle. Our special guest, Italian barber Danielle Malou, will be traveling from Rome, Italy to offer traditional street razor shaves. A limited number of appointments will be available by advanced reservation. So y'all go over to that website, latheredexpo.com, to send in your RSVP and let us know if you will be attending. And what is our soap today?
It is a brand new release, y'all. Let's meet it.
All right, y'all, from the sales page at shavingshopclub.com.
Obsidian Ember in Ultima 2. Dark, rich, addictive. Obsidian Ember is built around the irresistible pairing of dark cherries and freshly roasted coffee, wrapped in a veil of incense and precious woods. Lavender Absolute smooths the composition before it settles into a deep, smoldering base of agarwood, cedar, and Armenian wood. This isn't one of those overly sweet gourmand types. It's dark fruit, black coffee, glowing embers, and polished woods. Obsidian Ember is warm, mysterious, and effortlessly sophisticated.
With notes of dark cherries, dark coffee, lavender absolute incense, agarwood, also known as oud, cedar, and Armenian wood.
Oh.
Y'all, when I heard dark cherries and coffee, I thought I knew where I was going, but then lavender? You're gonna put a floral in there? Incense, oud, cedar, and Armenian wood? Who knows where we're gonna be taken today, but we are on board and strapped in for it. Let's open the box. Now, how well protected does AE make these products for shipment in the mail? Y'all, we know by virtue of our Ring camera that the delivery person just hucked this over the gate. They didn't open it like they were supposed to.
Landed right on the cement.
And we were a little bit scared, so we opened it to see if anything had broken. Absolutely not. In fact, look at how well this soap is packaged. Are you kidding me? This is the thing that only avocados usually come in. And I'm really excited to see what these new low-profile jars look like. I'm used to this shape in the plastic tubs, but I've never had one in glass.
Oh, wow. Luxurious.
I love this. The shape I'm used to in a brand new and economically friendly material. Oh, how
It has like a frosted glass kind of look. And look, there are logos on the bottom, too.
Oh, y'all, luxury indeed. And this is the new style of label. We've seen a few prototypes of some of our favorites in new graphics and colors. Very cool. And then the splash.
It's even Marcus proof. Look at that.
Totally. Oh.
Oh, it's wrapped and wrapped.
Look
I see.
how beautifully milky this is. Can you say skin food? Oh my, how beautiful are these new aftershave bottles.
Gorgeous. And you did not see this, but we have the shaving cream Tobacco Cashmere for an upcoming episode.
I couldn't resist that name alone, right? And here are our gorgeous new perfect friends ready for their first impression. All right, you are our coffee expert in this house, so you take it in first. Let me know what you get.
Okay, here's what the new pours look like, y'all.
Ooh, beautiful. This is the Ultima 2 base.
Ultima 2.
Take it in, see what you get.
Oh, you need a long whiff, y'all. I do get hit more with the cherry first. And then if you keep a long whiff going, that kind of turns into like almost this ruby kind of savory color that gets so dark, it kind of becomes a charcoaly obsidian kind of color.
Whoa.
So where it could keep riding the sweet line, it doesn't. There's like a cap on it. And I think that's how the oud is kind of jumping in, the lighter woods that are bringing it down a little bit. It's kind of one of those magic scents. When I go in smelling for the cherry, I get what's under it. When I go in looking for what's under it, it brings me up to the cherry. So it kind of like has movement in between those. So I think depending what you're looking for, it's kind of like a Where's Waldo thing. Like it keeps switching and jumping in a fun way. So I get why they're saying it's not a complete like crazy gourmandy thing. It has way more depth. So like when you try to keep following the gourmands, it just keeps diving down. So now that my nose is like adjusted to where the cherry lands, it keeps riding down into more of the smokier woods. So I get how the ouds or the auger wood also meets the other Armenian wood. I think it listed. There's some other stuff. It's not a mahogany. I do get like a charcoaly kind of color, like almost like a black wood somehow. Like it's just been polished. It's shiny, brand new, but it is a darker, deeper tier to the woods. It's very classy. Gotcha. Like I do feel like you should kind of be in a suit or something. Like it's not a normal like gourmand cherry fun summer kind of a thing. Right. This one has a lot more of an evening kind of vibe to it for me. It's interesting because my brain is like, okay, could this go lost cherry? Or like smoky cherry? Like
from Tom Ford?
Yeah, but it's completely different. Oh, nice. So it's a similar energy and vibe. Like if you like those, you'll like this. But this does have the deeper layers of the smokies in the woods, like the ember smoke. It's actually like the charred wood kind of a smoky side, I think is more like where that goes. So if you're thinking smoky cherry, it doesn't quite go that like airy smoky.
Gotcha. So the woods are stronger than the coffee.
Oh, actually, yes. I almost forgot the coffee was in here. Let me keep diving in. But I'm getting those two portions first. But I think that's what I meant. It splits off. So maybe the coffee is actually helping keep it from getting too sweet.
Right.
Like almost that kind of is like, more the grit of the coffee itself is kind of putting a damper on where the cherry could just sail away. Gotcha. I think that's actually what's helping bring it more towards the woods. Like that's the middle member.
Anybody not want to throw a little maraschino juice into their espresso after hearing those scent notes?
I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting here, y'all. It's not like a candied cherry, but I feel like when you order the super, super expensive chocolates and they have the cherry deep inside with a liqueur kind of thing going on, that's as close to the cherry vibe as I'm getting. Like stuff has happened to the cherry. It's not just straight off the tree. It's not the Tootsie Pop cherry. It's like the legit savory, like museum grade fancy Michelin star kind of a tier we're talking. I think I'm finally figuring out the magic of the coffee in here.
Okay, lay it on me.
I feel like it's like the deepest, darkest roast espresso, maybe. Like kind of like it just came out of that stream drip. Like you see the commercials where it's dripping onto chocolate and it's melting. If you could drip that onto cherry, that's on like a little, not a graham cracker, but a piece of like dark wood. I feel like that's the visualization. It starts with the coffee, but it has to follow through. There's a light airiness going on, and I think that's where the embers are actually kind of adding a little kind of finish at the end. Right. So it doesn't get too dark. Like where it could go like obsidian dark, it kind of just has that shiny side of the obsidian, and then the embers just kind of take you for your final exit. I'm trying to whiff for the lavender. One sec.
Right! How is the floral sitting in there?
It's super hidden, but from the perfumers here that have lavender noir, like there's just a different level of lavender that is happening here. At first I was like, is it going to make it more clean and barbershop-y? Is it going to add to the depth? But I actually think it's just keeping that fresh air into the embers. Like again, it has the dark layers, but it really has movement. And I think that's kind of where that's happening, is the lavender into the embers. Like there's keeping like this light airiness going by. It has fun movement. So I thought it was just going to be kind of like, not simple, but like an easy to figure out scent.
Right.
But I like that it's not. There's parts of it that are familiar that from other things, but the way that they're mastered in here and kind of woven together, it creates a whole different entrance each whiff. I'm trying to figure out how to explain how the cherry's working in here, because I agree, it's not completely gourmand, but it's throughout the whole whiff. There's just kind of like a transparency, like see-through aspect. It doesn't hit cherry and like stay cherry. Gotcha. It has a kind of like a way of melding with what's around it, but it stays throughout the whiff. It just keeps it from getting too sweet, too feminine. Like sometimes I think cherry can do that. So it has the geniusness that Lost Cherry has for me that's really completely unisex. That same thing is happening here, but it's done differently. Like Lost Cherry is a little bit more gourmandy, a little lighter, a little more summery for me than this one. Like there's other deeper layers that I think add this masculine kind of more proud side to the cherry, but without going gourmandy. So with Nera Irosa, which we just opened, that's kind of like a phantom strawberry. It's not really meant to completely be able to see the strawberry. This is still a cherry. So I know these kind of came out similar times, but this one is still actually in its form of a cherry. It just is a little more transparent. So it's kind of coming at it with the opposite aspect I think that the other kind of strawberry concept was coming for. I think the more I'm whiffing it, the more I'm getting the tears of like where the coffee is actually kind of another phantom note for me in this one. Gotcha. So if I could swap the strawberry concept from Nera Rosso and put that with the coffee concept here, right, it's kind of like the echoes of coffee, but it doesn't actually fully take over. It's not like walking into a coffee shop. You're not getting hit by all the different grounds. It's really the last thing that I'm getting here, but it's got the magic of what the strawberry essence is kind of doing in Nera Rosso. Right. That's happening with just like barely a whiff here.
I'm excited about that because coffee is one scent note for me that can just take over. I got a beard oil a couple of days ago that had a coffee note in it, and I had to put it aside from the rest of the collection because there was just something about even the outside of the jar that was incredibly potent with that coffee note. So I'm excited to see where it's sitting in here. In fact, I might take this from you now.
I think you should get your nose in
there.
Here
we go. God, I love how this jar feels in my hand. It
feels like it's got like a story.
Right? Okay, here we go. Oh, you are right. This is not the Lost Cherry at all. This is a beautiful throwback to the maraschino bright red cherries of my childhood. And y'all, I can kind of see how this is an evolution from Cherry Pie, that beautiful cherry oud and rum scent from Ariana and Evans. It's kind of that cherry, except with the intensity and the brilliance turned up, almost to the point of being like a floral. You can almost sense the blossom on the cherry. But here's the brilliance of this. All of those other notes, the coffee, the ouds, the woods, are perfectly balanced and then brought up in intensity to where they just barely overtake the cherry. But it takes all of those players against that single cherry to do it. But that way, this doesn't become a completely cherry soap. Ooh, it's like a cherry in a tuxedo.
Yeah.
I don't know how to better describe that. Even Lost Cherry from Tom Ford goes way more feminine than this does. Those definitely keep it in a James Bond kind of lane somehow.
Yeah, I'd say Lost Cherry is like more of an all-day kind of thing. For me, this is like an afternoon to evening kind of getting dressed up thing.
Right, and the cherry is just the glasses from which you view the other scent notes. So the coffee almost becomes a chocolate. The oud becomes prominent meeting with the woods. So through the red lenses of my cherry glasses, I'm kind of sensing the coffee, while deep and rich, is more of an espresso steam than it is the actual bitter espresso coffee in your little cup. And then the oud, which in some cultures is actually applied with fire as an incense, is diving down and becoming smoky as it hits the other woods. And what's amazing about that lavender in the middle, y'all, is it's like a gatekeeper. It's keeping the cherry from getting too sweet, but it's also keeping the other woody notes and the oudy notes from not being sweet enough. So that it's like the top of the pyramid, even though it's almost invisible in here. But y'all, if I were to call this a cherry blossom barbershop, I don't think I'd be wrong. It's got that kind of a masculine kick to it. And I totally get why your brain would go a little bit chocolate-covered cherry, because the coffee in here is so beguiling and so gently sweet that it almost reads as chocolate. And after about your third whiff, that cherry does go very transparent, and you're able to dive in and explore those other woods, the smokes, the incense, the coffee.
It's interesting that the cherry doesn't actually like flip on me as much, going towards like the almondy kind of thing. Like sometimes it does that. Right. But here it's like my brain knows it's cherry and stays throughout the whiff. It just gets quieter as I'm whiffing it more.
Indeed. And it's a fabulous intensity. I'd say like a 4 out of 5 but it doesn't punch it in the face. It's the kind of intensity where you still want more of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all, well, come along with us. We're going to take another look at these scent notes and build you an Ultima 2 lather. All right, back to the sales page at shavingshopclub.com. We start with notes of dark cherry, which I don't think is black cherry. Somehow, I think it's more of a dark cherry note.
Yeah, it's a deep red cherry to me.
And then dark coffee, but somehow without the bitterness of coffee. Do you get any of that bitter edge that you sometimes find in some coffee scents?
I don't know how, but I don't. I maybe just having the lavender absolute right next to it, maybe that's kind of helping round it out because it really doesn't get like gritty. Does that make sense?
Yes. And then for me, it's that perfect soft lavender from like a baby powder or a barber powder. Is that kind of how you're getting it in there too?
I think it just, again, it keeps it from getting too dark. I know it's called Obsidian Ember, but there's still something very clean about it, and I think that's part of it.
It's just enough to give me a little bit of a powdery sense in the middle of this. Oh, and then look at this. Incense and agarwood, oud, are separate notes. So a little bit of smoke, and then that oudy cover over the entire thing. How do you get the oud in the middle of this?
I think that's what's making us want to be in a tuxedo. I don't know why, but something about it is like really making it the more mature kind of side.
And for the folks who are fans or not fans of smoke, how smoky do you get this? I'd only put it like at 5 or 6%, just enough to give it a little bit of intrigue.
Yeah, it's more that, but I think it actually adds to the movement or the airiness of this for me.
And then cedar, which can present in all kinds of ways. And there are all kinds of different kinds of cedars that you can get from perfuming houses to build your scents with. This is not like that effervescent pencil sharpener cedar for me. It's more of like a cedar bark. It's more of, well, continuing on with the theme, kind of a dark cedar scent to me. A little bit of mystery in there too.
I think it just adds like a clean spice somehow. Like it kind of just adds some more texture to the woodiness.
Right. And then I think Armenian wood is that scent note that you were perceiving as like a dark furniture kind of thing, like a luxurious, expensive furniture.
Yeah, maybe that obsidian-y kind of like color. I don't know why, but it was like almost so dark it could look black, but it's still technically wood.
And y'all, before we build you this Ultima 2 lather, the ingredients begin with stearic acid, beef tallow, vegetable glycerin, shea butter, and potassium hydroxide. Oh, and then cocoa butter right under that. Beautiful. And an incredibly transparent base. I'm getting absolutely zero scent from the base itself getting in the way of anything in this scent. And where'd you get this beautiful brush from?
This is from Ariana and Evans, and I have the synthetic knot on mine.
This is an homage to the old vintage shaving brushes our grandpappies might have used. Oh, I dropped my stick. These are our waxing sticks from Amazon.com, so we don't contaminate our soap. And let's see. Oh, beautifully soft. I'm just going to grab this little almond-shaped glob here on top and push it into the ridges of her bowl.
This is my AKA Brushworks bowl. It was custom turned, and it just fits into my hand wonderfully. I like to use this one. So I can show you all. There's a little ridges in here too. Get all the soap. Oh, it's a much softer soap, I think. Yeah.
And then a little rain from our bougie sprayer. So I'm going to put maybe the equivalent of about, 2 or 3 tablespoons in there at most.
Okay, taking my dry brush over to the soapy side of the bowl. Going one direction, just trying to get it up onto those bristles there. And then I'll start going the other direction.
We don't like real frothy lather, so we start with minimal water and dry bristles and just transfer the soap up onto the brush first. Then we dive down into the water and build the lather from there.
And I'll turn the brush every so often just to make sure all those bristles are getting a little love. And then I'll start just sneaking a little water into the mix here.
You know, one thing we haven't talked about in a while is our complexity scale. How complex is the scent from a 1 to a 5? This would be about a 4.5 for me, I think.
Yeah, I would say like a 3.75. I think because the cherry gets me in, I think I know it. And then as I keep digging, I'm like, wait, there's definitely more actually happening.
That's a good point. Yeah, the cherry is very familiar from your childhood if you loved such things, but the rest of it is incredibly complex.
Yeah, it just feels like a guide that you can follow. It's just that's the one familiar thing. Not that the rest isn't complex. It's just it's kind of hidden behind the cherry. And then you can see this Ultima 2 lather is really happy already. Yeah, back in the day, we used to kind of overfill our bowls and it would just be exploding out. Now I feel like we go a little bit tamer on that.
Our early episodes are hilarious because you're watching us actually build our first lathers here on the show.
Look at this lather, y'all. It's got this iridescency finish and it just doesn't even fall off the brush, my friends.
And those little shark fins are suggesting that it might even want a little bit more water. Drops.
Do you want to fill this Ultima 2 here?
I do. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, wow. Look at that.
It's got a nice, like, thicky airiness kind of thing already.
And this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the roof. The roof. The roof is on fire with on 3, 1, 2. I'm not getting over this yet at all. It is so good.
The woods and the kind of incensey thing are starting to appear a little more there, I think.
Oh, you are right about that. The cherry doesn't subdue, but the others come forward a little bit more.
They wake up a little more with the water.
We don't need no water. Let the mother... Any Arsenio Hall fans in the house? Any Dog Pound members left? I am.
All right, should we get this Ultima 2 on our faces here?
I know we never talk about lather here in the Barbershop Duet, but look at that. Okay,
showing off, man.
Here we go. Oh, I can't even feel the brush. Are you kidding me? Look at that. And it's not frothy. It's not meringue. Y'all, it is yogurt. Speaking of yogurt, it was Mel Brooks' 100th birthday last week. That guy is amazing. And equally amazing is how this feels on my face. Would you like to feel a little bit of that too?
I would.
Oh, what a charmer this is.
I know there's cherry in here, but it's not like any of the other cherries that we've opened this summer or this year. Like, it has something that really sets it apart, and I get why it's called Obsidian Ember. It's not called, like, cherry something. Like, it's almost just helping bring out different pieces of what's happening around it.
Well, y'all, let's follow this trail of smoke and take this down just a little bit deeper. Y'all, this is one of the 2 books that comprise the complete lyrics of Stephen Sondheim, my favorite composer and the father of American musical theater. And inside the front cover are his 3 maxims. Less is more, content dictates form, and God is in the details. And y'all, something about that last one completely defines this soap for me, because it is within the details, and maybe a little bit of less is more even when it comes to the coffee and things like that. Something about the way this fragrance has been compounded, something about the balance in it is a lot more than the sum of its parts. So while I do love all of these scent notes, you'll notice they are devoid of oak moss. It is about how they are put together that makes it a miracle, like George Seurat's painting. 9 colors is all he used, mixed by the eye, not on the canvas. They were just little dots, and only when you stood back and look at it can you really see those images and those vibrant colors. I flew to Chicago twice just to stand in front of it all day long. That's what this is making me think of. And y'all, we just had a brief meeting to nominate this for the 2026 Masterpiece Collection, not because of how the scent notes are jumping out at you, not even really because of the cherry, but because of everything else, how everything else underneath it is coming together to support it and bring out new parts of it, and not let this become such a cherry-centered soap that your brain immediately goes there. There's so much swimming around dark and mysterious under the surface.
So those of you who saw the Happy Chap Cherry and Incense episode that's also on that list, these are completely different.
Yes.
But I didn't think about it until I was thinking, because yes, this has incense and cherry, but they go completely different ways of how they're getting there.
And also a country mile from Devour. From 345, this is not Tom Ford's Smoky Cherry at all. This is a brand new thing.
But I think that's why it's on the list for us, because you kind of think you know where this is going, but it takes you on a whole different ride.
All right, and this is the part I've been waiting for. Oh, and there is a little plug here. So what you do is get your finger under it and pull up sharply and listen for the sound. Ah!
Or fly it across your bathroom.
All right, I'm taking this first. I'm going to be selfish.
Mickey.
And then a little bit for you.
Okay.
Look at that skin.
That's not a little bit, but I'll take it.
That's okay. No, you'll be happy about that, I promise. That's how Malou does it. He just puts a lot on his hand. Oh! Ho, ho, ho! Oh!
I figured that would happen.
This is beautiful. The woods are really jumping out of this.
The incense for me.
Beautiful. Oh, almost something raisinish in between the cherry and those other darker notes, like a plum note almost.
See, now I'm getting like the charred wood kind of a vibe from the darker obsidian side is way more happening here.
This is probably one of my top 5 A&E scents of all time, which is really
sense an EDP in our future.
Oh, maybe.
Somehow this is like screaming fall to me, more than summer. I think that's why we're getting evening. Like the darker obsidian side is really coming out.
And that dark cedar-ish sense, like the bark of a cedar tree, not the light effervescent part, but the deep, woody, grounded part of the cedar is really prominent in the splash, and that's gorgeous.
So you need the soap and the splash, because the soap has way more of the cherry coffee kind of thing. The splash, and I'm guessing EDP too, as it dries down, has much more of the actual obsidian ember, like woodsy, incensey layers going on as it's drying down here.
We rarely say that you should probably experience the splash.
But they're the two ends of the whiff you want.
This is really intriguing and beautiful.
Yeah, it's kind of like the first part's a great setup. And then as this is drying down, it goes way more masculine and got a lot more of the depth of the woods and the incensey charcoaly. Yeah, it's good he didn't shave last night.
I didn't, because I'm going to march this into the bathroom right now.
Mm-hmm. Like, I think I would almost reach for this, almost like when I reach for Midnight Soiree. Like, there's something with the fruitiness in that one and the incensey things going on. Completely different sense, but kind of like a similar fall, kind of a cool evening vibe for me.
So it's pretty simple, y'all. Seeing how today is the 4th of July, just be a young George Washington out admiring his cherry tree and wondering if there might be a little bit of a sense of cedar or incense or oud inside of the wood if he were to chop it down. So he's going to. And when all the grown-ups get home and ask him, did you chop down the cherry tree? He's going to say, I cannot tell a lie, I did it. Would you please bring me a cup of coffee? And he's going to get his own. So head over to aegrooming.com or shavingshopclub.com to find this and a bunch of other stuff I want. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, literally 5 minutes ago with Obsidian Ember, and I wanted to sit down and shoot this immediately because I used one of my most aggressive razors, the Texan Shaves razor from Alpha. It was a gift from Steve and Barry, and y'all, I had a fabulous shave. This Ultima 2 base is no joke. One of the best feeling bases I have ever had on my face, thick and rich, not foamy at all, absolutely protective so that I could really feel where the blade was contacting my skin, but have absolutely no fear of gashes or weepers. It was just ice skating. What a fabulous time I had with this. And for the scent, y'all, it is going to be cherry that meets you as I've gotten to know this, but here's the secret. Give it 2 or 3 deep whiffs and the cherry becomes saloon doors into all of those other deep, rich spices swirling around under the surface that do come to life a lot more in the lather itself. And what a unique, beautiful, dark cherry this is with outgoing black cherry. Hey, Peter, Talia, and Evelyn, home run on this one. Hey, welcome to Messages.
So for our July giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $25 to Katie's Bubble.
That's right, y'all. And all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email. Here to we sent you at thebarbershopduet.com so we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here on our first August episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
Was this what you were expecting it to be?
Now the dry down is closer, but there's parts in the soap version of it that are a little sweeter, approaching the gourmandy lane, where when you get the dry down here, that completely goes away.
I'm completely surprised by most of this, especially as I dive down into those woods, into the incense. I am still discovering magical things about how those are coming together in the dark corners of this.
Like whatever the Armenian wood is, I really am getting that in the dry down now. Like I can tell what I don't know, and that's a big part of it.
And I love that all the bitterness of the coffee is shaved off so that and the lavender are this perfect segue in between the cherries and those darker woods, keeping this ultimately masculine, but with some beautiful edges that would read as powder on you, I think.
Yeah, I think this is one of those ones, we said movement at the beginning, but it really does still have movement to it. I think each time you wear it, you're going to find different layers and different tiers, which I think we really enjoy on the scent side of things. So I'm glad we get to add this one to our den.
And Peter, now that I have held these in my hands, I am such a giant fan, not only of the materials of the new jars and bottles, but of their shapes. They feel so good, and I love the branding, even the Ariana and Evans logo on the bottom. What a beautiful and bright future AE Grooming has in store for all of us. Hey, Peter, Talia, and Evelyn, thank you so much for sending these out for free to our little show to review. We could not believe in you more.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.